Hey everybody, this is Joe. Thank you for watching my Giga Texas Construction update video.
Hey everybody, welcome to Friday, the 30th of December, 2022. Can you believe it's the last part of 2022 already? It's absolutely amazing. This will also be my last drone flight here at Giga Texas this year. So it's amazing, and as I think back of all of the changes, the progress, the construction, the new construction, reconfiguration, and a bunch of surprises along the way, not to mention some production milestones that Giga Texas and Tesla has hit, it's really been a very amazing year. Now, if you want to know if I'm doing an annual year look back video, I will, and as you can see here, it'll be coming out on the 1st of January. So take a look at that, and I hope that you enjoy the topics and the amount of things that I show you throughout the site over an entire year. Now also, because this is the last day of the year, and I've also got an opportunity to visit a friend over at Firefly Aerospace in just a few minutes, which I'm very excited about, I decided to do a little bit of a different video today. Now, for those of you wondering, will I be able to do some video or images over at Firefly? I don't know. We'll have to see if it works out or not. But for today's video, I'm going to do a little bit of a fly around about the mid part of the overall site so you can see quite a bit of things, and also just sort of get an idea of how Giga Texas looked here at the very end of 2022 as we're getting ready to start what looks to be an exciting 2023. Now, a couple of things that I do want to point out in the video today that you'll see is right here on the south end. I decided to concentrate just a little bit more time showing you all of the construction and what is going on down there. Now, many people have asked, well, what are they building? Why are they ripping up all of that concrete again? Why are they putting in a bunch of pipes? What is all this for? Well, I'm going to be answering that in a standalone video that'll come out next week that'll have quite a bit of details, that has everything from site plan document reviews to photos that I've taken to some insider information and a bunch of other observations that puts everything together to show you exactly what is going on at the south end. It's actually quite exciting, and I can't wait to show you what's going on down there. But otherwise, I hope that you enjoyed today's video, flight around the site. Make sure you check out the very beginning where I give you a really good look at the entire roof so you can see the Tesla emblem that is completed on that roof. And also, I just want to say thank you to all of my viewers, subscribers, Patreon supporters, and everybody else that has been so supportive to what I've been doing here out at Giga Texas all year long. And I really couldn't do it without all of your support. So thank you very much. I hope that you have a very happy new year, and I also hope that 2023 is a great one for all of us. As always, thank you very much for watching. I do very much appreciate it, and I hope that you have a great rest of this year, and we'll look forward to 2023. Take care.
A special thank you to all of my outstanding Patreons for your continued encouragement and support. Patreon members get access to hundreds of high-resolution photos, previews of the future material, and direct dialogue with me. If you would like to support my channel, please consider becoming a patron using this link, which is also in the video description. Please also consider hitting the like and subscribe buttons, as this helps as well. Thank you. My drones are ready and raring to go. Let's go flying over Giga Texas. So we're starting off today taking a look at the Tesla emblem on the roof with all of the solar panels. This is about as high of an angle that I can get to show you the entire roof. So instead of trying to get any higher or a different angle, I'm just panning across so you can see how about 30,000 solar panels installed so far spell out the word Tesla. So it's quite impressive. And this is the view that you would get if you were flying into or out of Austin Bergstrom International Airport. So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this high angle view of the factory and the solar panels on the roof. here I've dropped the drone down a little bit. We're on the west side of the highway taking a look at that material storage location. And if you've watched my videos in the past, you can see that it's about half as full as it used to be. Quite a bit more of the materials have been moved away and it continues to shrink overall. On the south end, you can see where that expansion of the warehouse on wheels with all of those trailers continues to stockpile more and more trailers. Over in this section where they've been installing the geotextile membranes and then filling the dirt on top of it, work continues today, and they're installed more of those geotextile membranes, as you can see, kind of the black material, and they're currently filling over them with dirt. That's again used to strengthen and stabilize the soil for future construction. So overall, quite a bit of interesting developments on this side of the highway, and we'll get ready to cross back over the highway and take a look at some of the activity on the south end of the factory. I thought I'd give you a higher level look across this entire section on the south end today. As you can see on the left hand side of the screen, they're filling in a lot of the trenches where they've connected that new pipe over to the splitter box. You can see the remaining sections of the concrete that need to be removed, and they're also filling in many of the trenches on the south side of that section just north of the cyber pond. Now, there's a lot of questions about what they are doing here, and I'm in the process of finishing up a standalone video that will go into depth of exactly what they're building here, how they're doing it, what we can expect in the future, and a little bit more information that I've recently received. So take a look at that video sometime next week when it comes out. But for right now, what you can see is that large steel corrugated pipe being redirected around that entire section that used to have the concrete. And also at the bottom of the screen, you see all of these trucks. These are electrical trucks for the utilities. And I think the fact that there's so many here indicates that we're really close to seeing the connections made for the underground trenching and conduit, and then the removal of those shorter telephone poles and the wires. So that'll be something that I'll be looking forward to seeing at the beginning of the next year. So I'm going to take a tour over to the southeast side. Don't normally come over on this side of the construction site, but I thought you might see the Colorado River here at the bottom of the screen. In that tree-lined area just in the middle of the section of the video, you can see the two dirt roads somewhere in here, and probably in the next maybe month or so, maybe a little bit beyond that in the new year, we'll see the extension of River Road through this location, as we've talked about a lot in the past. But this gives you a pretty good idea of what this far southeast side of the construction site looks like today, and of course the factory in the background. And then farther in the background you can see the city of Austin. As we travel a little bit further north, you can see how the material staging and equipment supply on the bottom of the screen is coming along. In the middle, we see the contractor trailers. Those are their offices as the primary contractors work on Giga Texas. And here I'm pulling back towards the east across the Colorado River again, just to show you this section of the property that, as we've talked about in many times before, where we expect to see a boring tunnel completed, and it will come out somewhere to the right of this cell tower that you see in the middle of the screen. But I don't see any activity on this part of the site today, so let's continue back towards the west. We'll cross over the Colorado River and take a look at what is going on in the east side of the construction site, and just overall how this part of the construction site looks today. And while we're over the Colorado River, I'll give you a little bit of different view of the battery cathode plant and how it looks from this vantage point. In the middle of the screen, you can see where they're reclaiming more of that land and filling in some of those water detention ponds. Here you can see part of the Colorado River kind of moving back towards the battery cathode plant, the clearing location with all of the materials and storage that we normally see at a much closer altitude. And then here, as we go over these trees, you'll see where more of those concrete sections from the south end are being stored, and that's also right next to this equipment rental lot, and also that rounded top structure is where they have the maintenance and repair facility. Also in the distance, we'll approach that large field. You can see more of the materials being stored and staged up in this section. And this is where we've seen recently the permit for construction at some point after the first of the year for the North Logistics lot. And it also calls for a warehouse. So that'll be another construction project we'll be looking for in the new year. As we cross over this ponded and hilly area, you'll just let you know that this is where the old sand and gravel mine operations used to be. Actually, most of the site looked just like the hills and the ponds on the left-hand side of the screen. This is also a good view of all of the materials being stored here. They're using the concrete sections that they pulled up from the south end to put all of the materials on. And now we're going to cross over some more of the remnants of the sand and gravel mine with these long linear hills and ponds. At some point, I would expect to see this filled in as well for future construction. As we approach the west side of the battery cathode plant, I'll stay up a little bit higher altitude here so you can get an idea of how the overall side construction continues. We can see some piping, the blue piping for the water being installed where those excavators are and about the lower left-hand side of the screen. See more of the steel materials and also work that's going on with that west foundation section. So as we cross over the Martin Marietta concrete batch plant, you can see in the distance that east side parking lot, and we're going to approach over towards the electrical switch yard. I'll stay at a higher altitude today just so you can get a good overall view of how this section appears today. Some of the steel pipes are actually the poles that are on the ground, the segments that'll be assembled, and they'll look just like the poles right next to them that are already in place with all of the high tension wires. And as I pull back, I'll show you the mobile concrete batch plant that was set up and used for the bulk of the construction up to this point and into the future of Giga Texas and many of the surrounding construction projects. So as I mentioned in the intro, this will be a slightly different type of video today, kind of give you an overall view of the middle section of the large construction area and about maybe 1,500 acres of the 3,000 that Tesla owns for Giga Texas. As I mentioned also, this is my last drone flight of 2022. As always, thank you very much for watching. I very much appreciate it, and I wish you a happy new year.